What's up, Group Coach Nation? I'm super stoked about today because we have an app, and I have the app guy right here, Dan Hafner. Dan and I have been hanging around each other for a little over a year now, and Dan has built an app for us, and I'm like super excited about this. So the whole goal of today is to just show you how our app is working and why we're doing it. Like, this is the kind of the behind the scenes view of this thing, not like the tech of the app, but like why we have an app, how we're using it for lead gen, like how we're using it in our community, the whole thing. You don't have to sign up for the app. There's not a big push here. There's no hook here. This is just, I'm super stoked about this. And I wanted the app guy, Dan himself, to like show up here and just explain what this app can do. And I mean, you can build your own apps. You can have your own apps. Reach out to Dan. Like, Dan's the guy. He's crushed it for us. So anyway, Dan, what's up, buddy?
Hey, Chris, thanks for having me back on, man. This is exciting. I remember we talked about this before. We had talked about like, hey, once we get this launched, let's come back on here and talk about it. And today's the day. So
today is the freaking day. I know. So, Dan, I'm like, how long have you been doing this app thing, by the way?
Well, as a hobby, I started, I don't know, 5-6 years ago. Went into a business right around 2020, I think, early 2020.
Went legit? You went pro?
Went legit. Yeah, I went pro.
My phone keeps timing out. Okay, let's do this, man. Let's go pro with this app and show people how it works. So if anybody has any questions as we're here live, as always, feel free to drop your questions down below and we'll answer them. Here's Dan's, I'll go ahead and pop up Dan's landing page here for you guys, just so you can go stalk him while we're doing this. dappermobileapps.com/your custom app. See those hyphens in there? Your hyphen custom hyphen or dash, whatever that sideways thing is, app. So there it is. If you're listening in, dapperdanmobileapps.com, your custom app. And if you're watching, I don't even know how you copy paste that thing in there, but have at it. We'll put links in the stuff below. Don't worry. All right. So Dan, I'm going to move the banners off here. And there it is, right there. So here's just my phone, right? Blah, 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 my phone. Am I showing too much private information? There it is. Okay. Now y'all know that the weather in my area is 62 degrees and sunny. It's so gorgeous out there. All right. Here's the app right here. That bottom app that I have on my screen, Group Coach Nation. You can see our logo right there on the app. I'm going to go ahead and click that. And there it is. Awesome little flash page that pops up. Okay, so here's the beginning of our app. Now, Dan let me customize this any way we wanted to. So what we chose to do is right when you open the app, we chose the first pop-up to be a lead magnet, right? Pretty straightforward. Yep. This is where we send people when they're listening to podcasts, shows, or for speaking on stages, book stuff, whatever we do. This is kind of where all the main links point to, and we change this link whenever we want to. It goes to a free training. You can get people's email addresses, blah, blah, blah. You don't have to do all this stuff to have an app. We're capturing email addresses for people to grab the free training, but we're not capturing email addresses for people to use the app. Check that out, Dan. That's a cool picture, right?
That is a great picture, Chris. Holy moly. Look at that, dude.
For 2011, I did a green challenge with some friends, and we were all seeing who could be the greenest. 2011, that was a while back. And we were just all getting to be tree huggers, figuring it out. And I sold an LX470, so the big Land Cruiser Lexus thing, 12 miles the gallon. And I got that little scooter, that 1981 like Super Cub scooter, and I got 112 miles a gallon.
It's 75 miles a gallon on this hog.
Exactly what it was. I started driving all over the place. Anyway, super fun. Okay. This is the app. So Dan, what do you see people like? This is our main page when you just open the app up. Is there like, what else would you recommend to go here?
Well, that's a really genius idea, the way that you guys decided to do that, right? Because whenever, I mean, I'm sure as you know, when you use a lot of apps, like you probably don't venture super deep down the rabbit hole. Sometimes in apps you do, but the home screen right here is the prime real estate. It's like right when you turn onto the street and there's like the first house, everyone's gonna see that house, right? So this is really, really genius because it's also polarizing, right? You're gonna either have people that are like, "Yep, I want this," or "No, I don't," right? Mm-hmm. So it's a really cool way. And then another thing just to note is if you guys ever decide to change any of that, it all updates automatically. Like there's nothing that I have to do. The software takes care of it all. So however
Because
you
this
want
just
to
literally
change that.
pulls straight from our, like we use high level for the landing page on this. I think this just literally pulls from the high level landing page. So when Lucy makes a change there, boom, it happens on the app.
Yep, automatically.
If she changes the title, instead of new high ticket group coaching model, she could say old, worn out, tired, high ticket coaching model. She put that in there, it would update.
Yeah, so you could run an A/B test. You know, you could
An
do
old,
whatever you
worn
wanted to
out,
do.
high ticket group coaching model versus new and exciting.
Yeah.
I would click on the old one and just be, that's funny. That's actually a good idea. Old, worn out marketing. Okay, so that is the landing page, folks. That's what we chose. So when you open the app, I'll just go ahead and swipe out of the app real quick. When you open the app, there it is. The little splash page comes up, and then that's what we chose. More of a lead magnet, like call our people out or not. Now, here's the truth of this. There's three kinds of people who open this app. People who've heard us for the very first time, like on a podcast or on a stage, or they've read a chapter we put in a book for somebody else, whatever. They're going to find this. This is what they're going to come to. There's people like many of you right now who've been listening or watching us for years and are not current clients, right? This might not be as relevant to you because you already know what we do. And then there's all the people who are actually in our masterminds and in our group coaching programs, and they want to get to their membership area through here because all their membership stuff is in here too. So I don't know, Dan, we took a risk with this. We know our current members won't appreciate this screen as much. They would want it to start on their membership login, right?
Right. Yeah. This is definitely, like you said, for people who are not in your community, right? But the really cool part about this, also the way you have this set up, is the opt-in is right there on the page, right? So a lot of times you think about any app you download, a lot of them require the name and email before you even like can get in to access the content, right? And the way that you guys have set it is so that's not needed. You can just download this and start using all this stuff for free. And so you're actually just inviting people in. So the leads that come through there are going to be much more quality, right? Because they're willingly being like, yeah, I want that. They're not required to put that in, right?
This thing is so easy to use too.
And then with high level, you can run all the automations through that. You know, you have all the nurture sequences you guys have tied to that. Any tagging you have tied to that. That's one thing that I've done over the last year since I started with you, Chris, was added high level into all of our app software. So it just expanded the back end just so immensely. It's crazy.
That's super cool. I appreciate you doing that. And you can like hook this up with pretty much any of the main CRMs. You can rock and roll with that. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. You don't even have to have that. You could do it with, haven't really played around much with it with the ClickFunnels 2.0. But other ones, yeah. I mean, the way we have it set up is you could plug pretty much anything you have into there already. So
awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. So then we have this, this menu over here, like every app ever. Home is where we are right now. I'm just gonna jump down here to the membership area since we just mentioned that. So the membership area is right here. That's where our mastermind members that are our paid people who are actually in our mastermind. That's where they go. They log in, and it pulls up all their membership suite, all the bios of all their membership friends, all the chats, everything that happens in the membership stuff. That's all right there, which is super helpful. I actually really like that. That's a cool feature.
Yeah, yeah, it's really neat, and it cuts down on a lot of the costs of having to rebuild an entire membership base from scratch or whatever. We've actually tested this too. You guys have it again set up all through high level. There's a bunch of different course membership software products out there. So maybe someone already has something built. We can always kind of use high level to rebuild that stuff, or you can again just plug in what you guys have. And it's really cool because, like you said, it already acts as another gate. If somebody doesn't have your membership login information, that's all they're going to see. But if they do and they log in, it's just going to take them right into that. They bypass that right away. So it works pretty well. Yeah.
I'm just realizing that we should have like at the bottom of this page, not a member, wish you were, or
there you go.
Wish you knew it was behind this wall.
There you go.
There's got to be a lead magnet that's sitting right here too.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Why not, right? If I click the top logo up here, I'm assuming that takes me back to home. Yep, cool. All right, great. All right, so then I'm just going to roll down here. Getting started. We customized this menu, so you guys, when you talk to Dan, he can like make all this happen for you. we chose getting started. And this was a place for us to not be as like focused on here's the free training, but just if somebody's like, look, I've heard your stuff, I've talked to you, I've seen you on a panel, I met you at a conference, whatever, I want to get started. They can go straight in through, like, there's a testimonial of John Elise. She's freaking amazing right there, one of our Mastermind Pro members. Yeah. And they can do the members login if they want to take the members where they want to go, or they can click here to speak with one of our coaches. And that just takes people to one of our, we do info calls and action calls when people want to find out about our program. We don't do a lot of one-on-one sales calls. We're not pushy like that. We just let people know, here's how we do the stuff. And we bring people together as a community network. This is how you join one of those networking calls. So they're completely free, and it's just straightforward, shows you what's available. They fill up fast, so there's not a ton available. Dang, there's only 2 available. Anyway, yeah, that's great. So I love this.
Exclusive invites.
Yeah, I know, right? I really love this. Okay, so then I'm going to roll down here to, do you see other people do something in Get Started space? Am I missing something there?
You can always, I mean, you guys have kind of done it on the first page. I've seen people do what you actually did, where they took what you have on the homepage, that opt-in piece, and make that the Get Started page, right? So I've seen people do that. You can do, I like the video. A lot of times they'll even do, instead of like you have a testimonial there, people will have a walkthrough of like exactly what you're doing with Loom, about like a 2 to 3 minute walkthrough of like, hey, welcome in. Here's how all this works. Just knock yourself out kind of deal. So that's another good thing to do, because people, you know, like you said, a lot of times people go in, they get overwhelmed with something, and they're like, oh, but if you watch a 2-minute video and now you know kind of how all of it works, it's pretty simple. So
I've actually not hit play on this video with Jonna.
The greatest benefit of working with
can you hear that?
Yeah, barely, but we can. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that's awesome. Okay, this is really, really good. Okay, it plays super clear on my side. What's up, you viewers and listeners? If you have questions as we're going along live, this is Dan. Dan's the guy who built our Group Coach Nation app for lead gen, membership sites, all that stuff. We're just like showing you guys how it works and like why Dan built it this way and how we're using it for lead gen, all that stuff. So ask your questions if you got them. Okay. If you're watching it later, feel free to ask your questions as always in the comments below, and we'll point you to Dan or to us, whoever can answer your question. Let's go to follow. Follow is pretty straightforward. Hooks you up with the socials. Boom.
Oh, your screen share is frozen, Chris.
Oh, is it frozen? Let's see if I can get this thing back on. Hang on. I know we can do this.
There we go. There we go.
Okay. Follow is pretty straightforward. Just getting you set up with the social links. I've gone back and forth on this one, Dan, because I'm a big fan of not taking people off platform.
Yeah.
And so I might lock this up, because if they downloaded our app, I mean, for anybody else doing this, it's super important that when people are on your website that you're not taking them off platform. If they've come all the way to get to your website, you want to keep their attention there. Keep helping them. You send somebody over to Facebook, and sure, they might follow you on Facebook or on LinkedIn, but then they're off to the races, getting lost in the algorithm. So
yeah. No, it's a very good point. Very good, something to think about for sure.
Yeah. We're going to see, I guess we can track the data on how people navigate their way through this and where they exit.
Yep, we have stats that can show you, how many, what pages are viewed most, how many people are in for 3 seconds, 30 seconds, 3 minutes, whatever. So
yeah, okay, cool. We'll keep an eye on it. Okay, I'm going to roll back to the menu here. I know it's lagging just a touch, but it catches up. There we go. And I'm going to click on podcast. Podcast is pretty straightforward. So once it catches up here, this is not the app lagging, by the way. I'm sharing my screen on Zoom, and then we're sharing the Zoom window on StreamYard. So it is
we got all the layers. Yeah.
So
I love this. I
do too.
I have a lot of people that use this.
Really? There's not? I'm so surprised. This is really fun.
It's really cool because it's a content piece, and you'll see this with the YouTube channel that you guys have in here too. It populates automatically. There's nothing you have to do. You just go about your life publishing your podcast, and it's just like Apple Podcast or Spotify. It just pulls into here automatically. And ever since I've had my podcast inside of my own app, I think I have it through Anchor is where I do mine. and
Yeah.
I have like the stats, you know, of like Apple, Spotify, whatever. I have like almost 60% of other, and it like doesn't know where it's coming from, and it's coming from this app that we have.
Really?
Yeah, the stats are actually really high for it. It's surprising. I know. I was shocked to see that.
That's so fantastic.
Yeah.
And this is great. Like you play it right from here. It doesn't actually pull you into Apple Podcasts or whatever device you're using. I
Yep.
love
And then
this.
you can go through the rest of the app while that plays too. So if you click back, you'll also
No
be able to
way.
just kind of go along with it. Yeah.
Oh, you're right. Okay, I'm clicking back. I know it's lagging because we got so many things streaming right now. It's not the app that's lagging. It's me zooming and StreamYarding multiple
Yeah.
things. Oh, that's fantastic. There it is, just rocking and rolling at the bottom. See, this is really great. We got somebody, a guy named Josh Tapp, in the Pantheon, a group he started. He was a mastermind member of ours like 3 years ago. He started some incredible masterminds, and he helps coaches launch and monetize podcasts. He got our podcast in the top. It's like 0.01% really rapidly with a really cool strategy that him and his team did.
Wow.
And so this just adds to that, right? Because this still gets counted as downloads and all this stuff, right? Cool.
Yep. It's all pulling in from your feed. So it's not
Just
anything,
straight-
you know, specific to the app. Yeah.
Oh,
No
freaking love
uploading
this.
involved or anything. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So for folks, again, if you're just joining us live, we are walking through. This is Dan Hafner. He's the one who built our Group Coach Nation app. We're just walking through how he built it and the strategy behind what's here from a lead gen standpoint, membership engagement standpoint, all that kind of stuff, just so you guys can like experience like why to have an app and why it works. Dan, again, thanks for not just building it, but like thanks for your time today.
Yeah, it's been awesome, man. It's been fun.
So there was the podcast. I'm going to click on the schedule thing, and the schedule thing is straight up back to that schedule part we had when you were like seeing that little testimonial video from Jana as well, like getting started. This is just straight into, hey, you want to get started? We just want to give people the most direct access to making a choice to work with us. I think that's really important for anybody who's figuring out this lead gen thing. Don't make it difficult for people to choose to get on your calendar or work with you or go through your process, whatever that is. So we have the homepage is watch the free training. The getting started is like, here's a testimonial and you can jump on one of our group calls. Then there's the schedule, which is like, here's the stuff, like, let's just go straight to the schedule. So you can see we got lots of education for free here, but also the homepage, the getting started page, the schedule page are all straight into like, let's get connected. Half of the stuff is straight to get connected. That's lead gen, right? Don't beat around the bush, folks. Yeah. Anything else that you would do on the schedule thing there, Dan? It is what it is, right?
Yeah, and again, it goes back to the same thing as the homepage. If you guys have all that calendar set up through Calendly or High Level or whatever you have, it's tied to those automations. So you can do the reminder emails, you can do all that kind of stuff. So again, a lot of this, and some of this, honestly, Chris, is like, it's like the iceberg analogy, right? We're showing you kind of like what is built inside of here. And then a lot of the cool stuff, and I just can't help talk about it sometimes, is the tech that kind of underlies it, right? It's the automations you build with it, the follow-up pieces that all kind of tie into this, which goes to just that power of lead gen. You know what I mean? So you're just putting forward the thing, and then, but you also know that like the duck is, you know, it's running its legs underwater, you know? But yeah, I mean, I'll be surprised to see, well, I shouldn't say I'll be surprised. I'd be interested to see what this does for your calls and everything. We've had really good reports of people who do this exact thing. They just embed their calendar in there. I get calls booked through ours pretty regularly.
It's pretty awesome.
Ours aren't 90 minutes. They're just like 15, 20 minutes. So then maybe that's why they're higher. But I'll be interested to see how it works for you guys because we're just kind of launching this here right now. We haven't really made it all that.
Yeah, it's fun. I know. Yeah, we don't have the data yet behind it. I love it.
Yeah.
The reason ours are 90 minutes is because, again, we put people in. Our sales calls are not sales calls. Right. They're exploratory calls. So we put people in like a mini mastermind together. People trying to figure out, do I want to even have a mastermind, and help them like sort through all of that together. That's the like experience what it is, right? Yeah. I'm going to go to membership area. Now we've already seen membership area. I'm going to go into videos. Videos is super straightforward. I mean, this is just pulling off of our YouTube channel, right?
I believe so. Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Let's see
Again,
that one.
yep, here it comes. There we go. Yeah.
Yep. And another thing here too is, again, this all populates from your YouTube channel. So as you publish, it'll only be public ones, right? So if you have unlisted ones or private ones, they won't show up here. But anytime that happens, that'll push through to that. And I forgot to mention this with the podcast too, is we have it set. So every time one publishes, there's an automatic push notification that goes out. I think you mentioned
Oh,
that the
cool.
other day. There was like a little
That's
ding
right.
that goes, yeah, which is really cool. It's just an extra little piece that you can just automatically notify people like, hey, check out our new podcast just dropped, or hey, check out our new video that just dropped.
I'm one of those guys who turns off every freaking notification on every app. So yeah,
Yeah.
guys, I downloaded my own app and then all of a sudden something dinged and I was like, what's that annoying sound? I'm like, oh, sweet, my own app.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another thing that we have people do inside of here as well is you can change the layout of all of this. I kind of like the dual look. It looks pretty good. But if you actually go up to the top too, you can see that there's a lot of people, not in your app, but other people, you can actually have like a band that goes across and you can segment videos. So you could actually say, hey, here's like our, all of our, mastermind calls, or here's our live interviews Chris has done on podcasts or things like that. You could actually segment them based on like a tagging system. So you could just kind of further organize it that way. See, there's already one where,
Dude,
and we're live right now. So this is
we're literally
live
recording this live, folks, and this is already okay. I'm hitting play. This is gonna be. Hope it's not horrible feedback. I'll end the audio for this.
This is gonna be trippy.
Like that's so cool. Okay, hang on, it's coming up.
Look at that.
Yeah, now I'm playing. Like this is so. It's not just hitting. That's interesting. So it's pulling straight off of YouTube, even live stuff on YouTube, because we're broadcasting live on YouTube via StreamYard right now.
And there's other things we've done. There's another streaming service live like this. I've never really experimented with StreamYard with it, but there's another one I've used called Boxcast, where we've embedded live streaming right inside of here. So I would just go live inside of Boxcast, and then it would go to YouTube and Facebook and the app and everywhere all at once. But it looks like YouTube Live does it as well. So that's pretty cool.
That's so amazing. Okay. I'll never have that experience again while we're like going live, but that's really fun. And then that's it. Like, so we have home, getting started, follow podcast, schedule, membership area, videos. And again, I'm just going to walk everybody through real quick. Home and the logo at the top are the same thing. All right. They take you to a like VSL type structure, right? Okay. And that's, again, all of this is coming straight off of our Go High Level. You can use whatever platform you want. Dan can help build it in there. But it's our High Level we're using for this stuff. So it's pulling straight off of that. So any updates we make on High Level, it automatically makes it here. Membership area and everything. Home for us is lead gen. Getting started for us is lead gen. Follow is straight up social media links. I'm debating if I'm going to keep that on there or not because I don't take people off platform. Podcast is just content, free, just lots of like helping people actually figure this thing out. Schedule is lead gen. Straight up, it is what it is, right? Membership area is for our paid members, people who are in our mastermind. All their membership content, their recordings from their stuff, all their community, all that stuff is back there. And videos, again, straight up, just every podcast we record every, I'd say 95%. We also grab the video of, like we're doing today, and drop it in here in the video section. But this is just pulling straight off YouTube. It takes zero work. That's what I'm so thrilled at, Dan. Like this, now that it's set, it's literally set it and forget it.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Unless you ever want to change any of that homepage, or like you said, even the follow thing. One thing I'm thinking, Chris, and we're fleshing this out live. If you wanted to replace the follow thing with another feature, possibly, one thing we could do, there is a community feature that we could put in there where you could actually show, it would give people the option to sign up with their email and that like put a little profile picture or whatever, but you could be able to message them. You could create little groups inside of there. And that would also be a way for the Group Coach Nation to communicate with each other in their own platform, if you so chose to. So some people like to do that. Yeah.
You mean like for instance, we use Facebook Messenger chat groups for like our masterminds all communicate in Facebook Messenger chat. So we could put those chat groups in here, or
yeah, if
can
you
you
so
segment
chose
them?
to.
Yeah.
If you so chose to. Correct, you could.
And is it interactive? Is it like a Slack channel? It's kind of boring, or is it like, hey, you can actually throw videos and GIFs and all kind of fun stuff in there too? Do you know?
That is a good point. I don't believe we have the that type of capability yet or anything. It's really
Yeah.
more of you're definitely going to have more advanced features with Messenger, but that's also a multi-million-dollar platform.
You know,
too,
all of
so.
us struggle with, do we like or hate Facebook? I think we know how we feel about it, but we have to use it as a tool, right? But I tell you, it is a really great chat system. It's so connecting. You can put anything on there.
Yeah.
I wish Slack was that fun, you know, or
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's one thing I've been wanting to change is a little bit is upgrading that type of piece, but obviously that takes, a little bit more work. But then there's also different ideas for doing exactly what you're doing here. If you already have some kind of community, we've embedded those in here before. We've taken things like Circle, I know is a very popular like social, like it's like a Facebook group kind of off Facebook type of thing. We've taken that and put those inside of apps, and that works phenomenally well. So that's one thing where there's chat inside of there that's a lot more advanced. And what we can do is we can take those things that are already built, and instead of you having to pay to rebuild them, we just plug them in, like you said, and then it's no work, no extra money. It's just boom, it's just there. It's really, really cool.
So it's so ridiculously fun. It really is. All right. I'm going to stop sharing this for just a second. And so here's a quick view of Dan's website. Like, go check it out, folks. I'll drop it down here in the bottom of the screen too. I'll put the links out there too. Yeah, straightforward. It's dappermobileapps.com/your custom app. That's what I'm looking at right here. And it's really fun. Like, can't tell you how fun this is. And I am really super stoked about having a lead gen magnet that's so straightforward, because it's so easy to say now. And we send people to Group Coach Nation all the time, but it's super easy to say now, hey guys, just download the app, the Group Coach Nation app. And there's literally hundreds of hours of training, very detailed, to help people figure out if they want to build a group coaching program or a high ticket mastermind and how to do it. Like, it's right there. And now I
get
have
your
a
face
really
on there.
So, oh yeah, oh my gosh, yeah, no kidding. I want to be a testimonial. I'll just give you the recording of this video. Will that work?
There you go.
No, I'll do whatever, man. I think this is super fun. So anyway, Dapper Mobile Apps, DAPPER mobile apps.com/your custom app. I'm sure if you just go to dappermobileapps.com, you probably find Dan there too.
Yeah, absolutely. And one thing I wanted to add, Chris, really before we go, one thing that's been really, really sweeping the country and the world lately has been AI, right? So just as a cool little additional thing I've been trying to play with is how AI kind of ties into this kind of stuff, whether it's Chat GPT or image creation, Dolly, those types of things. And I'm really, really excited and hopeful for those types of things as well. So I'll just kind of tease with that a little bit. Like, we were starting to implement some AI stuff in here. It's really kind of blowing my mind. So I don't want to, I could go and talk all day about that kind of stuff, but I just wanted to drop that. Like, AI has been really accelerating a lot of what we're doing and also improving it too. So it's not like I'm ignoring that type of thing. Like, I'm actually including that as part of this. So
I really love this.
yeah.
I can't wait to see. When you figure out something that's cool there, please let us know how to do it. We can jump back on here and talk about it again. This is really fun. Yeah. All right, Dan, dude, thank you so much. I'm super thrilled for this. I can't wait to get some data behind this and start letting people hang out in there. Thank you.
Yeah, definitely go download it. It was really cool to publicly launch this with you today. I haven't done this with a lot of people, so it's been kind of fun.
Oh yeah, I need to show how to freaking download it, right? I mean, is it?
You can get it on the Google Play Store. You can get it
Okay.
on the App Store. So just go into your App Store, Google Play. Just type Group Coach Nation, download for free. There you go. You got it.
No way. It's so easy.
So easy. We can even get you a little QR code if we want, or anything like that. You could do tech. We've had people with Go High Level do texting campaigns. Hey, text
Really?
app to whatever, and we'll send you the link. So we could do that too. Yeah.
Heck yeah. Oh, that's fun. And what's my app rated? Do you know? I bet it's 17 plus because of the podcast and the videos. We definitely have language on our show.
Possibly. I haven't. I'll have to double check. But a lot of times if you go off, or like there's external content pulled into it, yeah, it's just automatically.
Yeah, the
that.
second
But
you
I'll have
pull
to check. I
YouTube
don't
into
know.
it. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, it is what it is. It's YouTube. Yeah. All right. Okay, folks. It is, remember, dappermobileapps.com. Look for Dan. We'll put the links all around here. Dan Hafner. Dude, thanks for building us an app. Thanks for showing us how it works. Oh, hang on. Thanks for like making all this stuff. Nick, by the way, Dan creates amazing apps.
Hey, Nick, what's up, man?
What's up, Nick? That's great. You built Nick an app, or has he just seen your work elsewhere?
We've been working together. We haven't done any app or anything like that, but we've been working together. I've been using his services for a while, so I can give Nick a shout out too. That's awesome. I just talked with him this morning, actually.
No way.
Yeah, Nick's a good
Nick,
guy.
I don't think I ever met you. Would love to connect sometime. Yeah, Dan's the best. All right, Dan, my man. Thank you so much, buddy. Truly appreciate it. And when we add things to it, if you figure out the AI connections, all stuff, let us know. Let's throw it in the app and let's show people how to do it.
Let's do it. Sounds good, Chris.
Awesome,
appreciate you, man.
Oh, man, the best. Okay, Group Coach Nation, do the work, get the results. As always, just do the right work. That's why we do these little explainers, because we want to make sure you don't just need a stupid app. That's so old and worn out. Like, use any asset you want to, just use it the right way. Everything out there is pretty fun. You got to do what works for you. And we've never done an app before, but it is so freaking obvious how I'm going to use this thing. Like, not a big deal. This is a walk in the park. This is an easy lead gen thing. This is so much easier and more usable than giving someone one of our books, or a book we've co-authored or something like that. Because it's just, I don't have to freaking read anything. It doesn't take any work. It's just fun. All right. Do the work. Get the results.